10 years ago yesterday marks the release of Gravity Falls Season 2, Episode 12, A Tale of Two Stans. In this episode, we finally learn the mysterious backstories of Grunkle Stan, full name Stanley, and his secret twin brother, Stanford. A Tale of Two Stans showed us what I think was a complex yet beautifully nuanced conflict between Mr. Mystery and the author of the journals. I think it was clear that neither Stanley nor Stanford were in the right nor wrong for what they did in their situations. But most of the Gravity Falls fandom thought otherwise and hated Ford. 3 episodes later, Season 2, Episode 15, The Last Mabelcorn, we learned the parts of Ford's backstory that he wasn't ready to admit. How he'd been tricked, manipulated, and abused by Bill Cipher. And the Gravity Falls fandom still hated Ford, this time with rampant victim blaming. Despite the fandom's treatment of Ford as a villain and everything that happened to him being his own fault, the show didn't punish him in the end, because he never was a villain. Many of the things that happened to Ford and around him weren't his fault. Or were they? Welcome to another SVM Yells About the Fandom short. Once again, not an actual YouTube short and just another portrait orientation short video. Multiple of them. I thought I could fit this into a shortish video. No. Anyway, unlike the last short, I got outside of my tablet screen. And like the last short, where I explained why I don't think Icarus metaphorically fits Ford, and that Ford isn't at fault for the things Bill did, in this sort of series, I'll be answering the question, what was Ford's fault? If you've seen my Tumblr blog, you'll know that I strongly disagree with how the Gravity Falls fandom at large views Ford, especially including what people blame him for. So first, let's take a look and see what are the things that people blame Ford for. I decided to make a post asking you all to tell me what you think Ford's at fault for, or what you've seen the fandom blame him for. I got one ask. I didn't want this video to only rely on one ask, but I also really didn't want to make another post in the Gravity Falls tags asking the same thing. So the solution? Self-insert fan art. Sorry, I had Ford ask again for me. Now I have a total of 3 asks. Thank you all for sending those in, and let's see what they say. That must be the first one calling. It's from Anonymous. Hello Anon, what do you think is Ford's fault?
I feel like Ford is responsible for Fiddleford's descent.
Okay, noted. Thank you for your call. Another one, this time from Leo Forgot to Create. Hello Leo, what do you think is Ford's fault?
I blame Ford for that broken window in the last Mabelcorn. Wouldn't have happened if he didn't give a 12-year-old a crossbow. Not super serious, I know, but I just found that moment hilarious.
Oh, that's a good one. And I agree, that was a funny moment, which is actually great at illustrating something about Ford that I'll get to later. Thank you for your call. And here's our last one from another anonymous asker. Hello Anon, what do you think is Ford's fault? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for your call. So to that last Anon, thank you. You're a lifesaver. I'll admit, I kind of forgot about this video until your ask showed up in my inbox, and you brought up a ton of great things to cover. Anon said, "Hi there, I've seen your post about making a video addressing the things that people blame Ford for, so here's my suggestions on what you can address. So far, I've seen people blaming him for how Fiddleford turned out, some even claiming that he abused Fiddleford for some reason, forcing Fiddleford to have a coffee addiction by making him drink 13 cups of coffee, I don't even know how they came to this conclusion, Stanley getting kicked out, / him implying that he'll kick Stanley out when he got back, / not reaching out and helping Stan when he was homeless, / pretty much his treatment of Stan throughout the show, getting mad about the science fair project, manipulating Dipper into being his apprentice, plus apparently neglecting Mabel, apparently not caring about anybody but himself, and for summoning Bill / falling for Bill's tricks. Honestly, I don't agree with blaming him for these, but they're some of the biggest complaints I've seen about Ford, though I'm sure there are unfortunately more of these. Good luck on your video, and have a nice day. Aw, thanks Anon, I hope you have a nice day too.
That's it for part 1. Tune into part 2 where I discuss what was Ford's fault in relation to Fiddleford. Thanks for watching.